The tragic demise of the Hill Works in Burslem is more than a local disaster. It's another profound failure of our current heritage protection system. Built in 1814 by the Riley brothers, this Grade II listed Venetian facade pottery was an architectural and industrial cornerstone of Stoke-on-Trent for 2 centuries. Its story, from the production of the beloved quack-quack sets to wartime resilience, ended not by economic decline, but by 15 years of neglect, followed by deliberate arson. For nearly 2 centuries, the Hill Works, later Wade Heath Royal Victoria pottery, witnessed the city's industrial evolution. Its striking Venetian facade, which mirrored the architectural ambition of nearby landmark factories like Enoch Wood's Fountain Place Works, was an expression of confidence by the founders, John and Richard Riley. The site itself was in use for pottery production even before the Rileys arrived, meaning kilns had likely been fired continuously here for at least 150 years before the 1814 structure was even built. The works stood on Liverpool Road, which is now Westport Road, the main artery connecting Burslem to the port of Liverpool, ensuring finished goods were swiftly dispatched into the global supply chain. The arched coach entrance, a defining feature of 19th century potworks, symbolically welcomed deliveries and sent Stoke-on-Trent's name worldwide. The succession of manufacturers who occupied the works reflects the ebb and flow of the ceramics industry. It was built in 1814 by the Riley brothers, an ambitious statement of pottery architecture. By 1830 it was taken over by the major manufacturer Samuel Alcock & Co. Later it was occupied by a succession of firms, including Dunbennett. By 1954 it was taken over by Wade Heath & Co Limited, who traced their roots back to the late 18th century. Wade Heath transformed it into the Royal Victoria pottery, producing everything from elegant copper lusterwares to their famous novelty items, including small animal figures known as Wade Whimsies and the beloved Quack Quack nursery rhyme set. And even during wartime the company demonstrated resilience, adapting production to heavy white ware for the forces. In 2010, Wade Ceramics moved to the new headquarters, and this building joined the city's growing list of empty heritage sites. For 15 years, this monumental structure stood vacant, a shelter for rough sleepers and an irresistible target. And then, on the 27th of April 2025, arson reduced much of the roof to ashes, requiring 6 fire crews and 8 appliances to control. Westport Road was closed for 180 days for the eventual demolition of the fire-gutted ruin, which still hasn't been completed. The Hill Works Grade II listing should have been its shield. Instead, it became an epitaph. The loss exposes a devastating pattern in Stoke-on-Trent: closure, abandonment, deterioration, fire, and demolition. Grade II listing provided protection on paper, but zero practical defence against neglect and arson. If anything, the listing may have complicated and slowed down any potential regeneration efforts while the building stood vulnerable. It became a piece of complex, costly paperwork, protecting an empty structure that the owners were only able to stabilise after months of specialist demolition and repair work. We must confront the reality. Historical acknowledgement is useless when the physical heritage is left to burn. We're preserving nothing but paperwork, while the buildings themselves are crumbling and burning. The fate of Hill Works demands a fundamental debate about the efficiency of heritage protection. We cannot afford to keep losing more irreplaceable pieces of our industrial heritage. And the battle isn't against change, but against total avoidable loss. The Hill Works could have been converted into apartments, offices, or mixed-use spaces. Its 1814 facade, a proud reminder of the city's foundation. Cities worldwide successfully adapt historic industrial buildings for modern use. Instead, future generations will just see a modern building here, utterly divorced from the history that once defined this corner of Burslem. We cannot recreate the authenticity, the craftsmanship, or the historical texture of 1814. Every time we lose a building like the Hill Works, we lose a vital chapter of Stoke-on-Trent's story, eroding the very identity bound up in its industrial past. These buildings are central to who we are, and the Hill Works deserved better. The next at-risk building must get better. It's time to replace polite listing with robust legislation that has real teeth, penalties that sting, and a system that genuinely prioritises the preservation of our physical history over the profit and convenience of property owners. Thank you for watching. If you love our local history and you want to learn more about the area, you can sign up for my newsletter. And if you want to get involved with behind the scenes and you want to watch some live videos and find out what I do day to day, then you can find me over on Patreon and join the community there. Thank you.